Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Thursday, April 9th, 2015, around 7:42 p.m. in Berwick, Massachusetts. Still a cold and damp night out, but tomorrow's going to be a little warmer in this area. Some news to report. CBS News anchor Bob Sheaford, who's been hosting Face the Nation for so many years, is going to be retiring effective of summer. This summer he's going to be officially retiring. And also Bobby Hurley has been named new men's basketball coach of Arizona State University. That's about it on the news. And the third and final video blog subject of the night is my personality profile. Tonight's personality profile will end this series of greatest Minnesota sports athletes of all time. I have reached the athlete who was the Vikings quarterback for so many years, Fran Tarkenton. Fran Tarkenton played 18 seasons in the NFL. He was a scrambling quarterback. He was one of the best. And when he retired, he held many NFL passing records and touchdown records for a quarterback, which since been broken many times. Fran was born in Richmond, Virginia, and he grew up in Athens, Georgia. He played football in high school. He was a very good football quarterback. He was a scrambling quarterback. Then he went to Georgia University to play football. He played 3 seasons of football, and he had some pretty amazing stats. He had 186 pass completions, 317 attempts, 58.7% success rate, 2,100 yards he passed, and 18 touchdowns, and he was a good quarterback. And then he was drafted by 2 teams. He was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings of the NFL in 1961 in the 3rd round of the draft, 29th overall, and the Boston Patriots drafted Fran Tarkenton in the 5th round of the 1961 AFL draft, 34th overall. There was a bidding war between him, but Fran picked the Vikings because they were an expansion team in 1961, and then he had a very successful career playing 18 seasons in the NFL with the Vikings. He first played for the Vikings in from 1961 to the late 60s, and he was very good with the Vikings, but he butted heads with the coach at the time, and the coach the team traded him to the New York Giants. Then he spent like 4 or 5 years with the Giants, but the Giants were not Super Bowl contenders. In fact, they were like a losing team all the time he was playing for them. It was traded back to Minnesota, and then he made 3 Super Bowl appearances with the Vikings, retiring at the end of the 1978 season. He was a scrambling quarterback, a great passer and stuff. He had some amazing stats. 16 times he threw 2,000 or more yards passing in a season. 7 times he had 20 touchdown passes per season or more. 9 times he made the Pro Bowl. He was the 1975 NFL MVP. 3 times he was an NFC champion. But he never won a Super Bowl because the Vikings lost all 3 Super Bowls. And he was one time, he was an All-Pro first team, and then one time an All-Pro second team. And when he retired from the NFL, he had these stats: 6,461 completions out of 3,686 completions out of 6,461 passing attempts and passing completions, 57 average, 342 touchdown passes, but he was intercepted 266 times, and 47,003 yards. At the time when Fran retired, these were records. These were records for quarterbacks, but since it's been broken many times by several quarterbacks, including Dan Marino and Brett Favre and Peyton Manning, broken many of these records. And and Fran's number 10 was retired by the Vikings, but he was not a first ballot Pro Football Hall of Famer. And he waited a couple of years. He got voted into in 1986 as the Pro Football Hall of Famer. And also, he was one of the co-hosts of That's Incredible, a reality television series back in the early 80s. He co-hosted it with John Davison and Kathleen Lee Crosby. That was on ABC for a few years. Then he was on like a color man for Monday Night Football for a few years. His number 10's retired by the Vikings after That's Incredible ended, and he had a stint in Monday Night Football. Fran Tarkenton became involved in many businesses. He's still involved in many businesses today. He's been a very successful businessman. He made more money in being a businessman than playing professional football, because back then professional football players didn't make a whole lot of money. They probably made as much as $100,000 to $300,000 a year back in the 60s and 70s, and he went into business, which was pretty good for him, and he's probably the best Vikings quarterback of all time. And that's about it on Fran Tarkenton, and that's about it on these video blogs for the night. Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Be back with you tomorrow. The 3 more video blogs are coming. First video blog will be about who do I think is going to win the 2014-2015 NHL Most Valuable Player Award, which is the Hart Trophy. Then the second video blog will be about the Professional Regional Territory Smoky Mountain Wrestling, which ran from 1991 through 1995, owned by James E. Cornette. And the third and final video blog tonight, the Personality Profile, which starts the 5 days of the great ones. The first great one I'm going to talk about is actor Dwayne Johnson. But everybody knows him as The Rock. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? And then Saturday's going to be the great one, number 99, the best NHL player of all time, Hockey Hall of Famer Wayne Gretzky. Then Sunday, everybody's going to be waiting for this one. It's been 10 months in the making. Finally, Julie Broughton will get her own video blog for the Personality Profile. Local 6 in Orlando, Florida's weather reporter and traffic reporter. Monday's going to be reality star Heidi Pratt, another great one. As I know another Heidi Pratt, but I cannot mention her on these video blogs because I have a rule that I don't mention any longtime close personal friends as Personality Profiles. That's a rule that I'm going to have to stick to. And Tuesday will be about legendary game show host Bob Barker. That's what Bob Barker used to say at the end of The Price is Right. Help control the pet populations. Have your pets sprayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody. And goodbye to you, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Good night.